that working? Is the microphone working? I'm not sure that it is. I'm not 100% sure. Can I just get a thumbs up if the microphone is working? Because it didn't want to work a moment ago for some strange reason. I'll just configure that as well, just so that you can see where we're at. Although I'm not that fussed, because I'm not going to be, don't think I'm going to be doing any racing today, or certainly not much. Okay, it's now working. Thanks, Ollie. Vince, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Greg, as well. Right, yeah, so not looking to do any real racing today. What I'm going to try and do is to gain some confidence in the chicane of death and try and get some consistency. So we're going to start off with chasing Greg, I think. So let's just open up Greg's time. Now, we just come out of here. You'll see that Greg, he's done a 1:45.3 at the moment. I've done a 1:46.5. So there is a whole second to find there. My main aim from this session is to try and not so much get my time down, but get consistent, but also work on the chicane of death, the first chicane, which of the driving views I prefer, this one or what I refer to as the dash cam, the one with the control, with the dials on it. So either this one or this one. And then want to work on the corner that we're coming up to a little bit, the chicane of death, and the final corner. Those are the three corners I think are my biggest time loss. But not only the biggest time loss, but also with regards to, there you go, gone too deep, with regards to people getting up the inside of me and taking places. When I'm doing the time trial for that corner back there, I tend to brake earlier to get a good exit. When I do that in the race last night, I was finding that a lot of people were diving in late, putting their car up the inside, and then I was getting rubbed wide and into a bit of a problem. So what I'm going to try and do is to brake a bit later into there so that people can't come up the inside, and see if we can just retain some places. So as I said, at the moment I'm not too worried about the time. I think that will probably drop as we go through the week, as will other people's. For me, it's more about consistency and being able to get through this upcoming chicane of death as quickly as we can. Now, a few people have said to me that they do live through here. You can obviously go through there flat. I want to try and get through there as flat as possible. A little bit of a nudge on the wall on the way out. But as I said, this is all about consistency and whether I can stay consistent, get the confidence up, and then carry that confidence into the race. So we're going to be a little bit quiet today while we are concentrating. So just like to thank everybody that has tuned in at this time of the day. It's 11 o'clock UK time. I started working an hour earlier, which has bought me an extra hour. So I'm probably going to do this for an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. Before I need to get back to work and get caught up for the afternoon. And then we'll be diving into the races proper this evening. Unless things go really, really well, I might get to do a race or two over the next couple of hours. There we go, optimistic thinking. We'll see how things go. want to get the power down a bit earlier in there, but not hit the wall on the way through. Said I could be a little bit quiet in this one when I get into it. At the moment, just warming up. But when we get into this proper, I should probably go a bit quiet to concentrate more on the braking points, turning points, etc. Might even dive into a couple of safety races when I've got warmed up, just for a little bit of competition, as it were, when we've got some consistent laps. And by consistent, I want to be looking at high 146s, low 147s. Ideally. We're miles away from those at the moment. I'm still undecided about this view or the other view with the mirror. A lot of discussion about that on the stream last night. I like having the mirror to know what's going on behind me, who's coming up quickly. Give me a second. Coda! Pinching things off my desk. He's obviously feeling a little bit better. Oh. Right. Decide how to do that first corner, Greg, in the race. He definitely gets some mischief. Just stole a handkerchief off my desk. I had to go and grab it, because if not, he'd be swallowing it. Typical Labrador. Woo! It's good to have him back to his old self. He's still on the drugs at the moment, which he doesn't like taking. But certainly seems to be on the mend now, which is good. I don't know whether to come out that one in second or third at the moment. Missed that. Didn't turn early enough. What you need to do is turn as you get into the beginning of the curve through the chicane of death and be committed. Just wasn't committed enough. Second for the exit. Okay. Thanks, mate. feel that I should be using second gear a little bit more. Better rotation. Thank you for that. I'm trying to pick up a turning point for the left as you go through the chicane of death now. Come out of there in second as well. Well, 1:47.0. We are down towards where we want to be. Hold on that second gear a little bit longer. Double stab at that one and a lift, which is why we're going a bit slower. On 46.6. Too bad. I'm not focusing on the time too much. It's more the consistency that I'm interested in at the moment. RL, thank you very much, my friend. Thank you for popping in. I hope you have a good night. Slightly up at the moment. Great little run through the chicane of death that time. Actually good on the last corner. The last corner is one of the corners that I do need to do some work on. I'm not worrying about that quite so much. I'm just concentrating on the chicane of death at the moment. That is the real killer. Water too deep. Well, I'm looking at the chat there. Greg just saying, are you second for the last corner entry but third on the exit? Okay. Really good news for actually earlier on in Discord. Greg asked me about the chicane and it made me sit down and write out how it should be done theoretically. And that's really focused my mind on what I should be doing through there, and I'm trying to apply what I told Greg earlier on, and that's making a big difference. Have we just learned something? Write down how to negotiate a corner if you're struggling with it. Break it down into little bits. Yes! Oh yes! It's still a bit slower. There's a slight lift. On blue. It's in the gravel. So 47, 46, 46, 47, 46. Is it time to add in some more challenge? I wonder. Put some more cars on track. No, clobbered it. I know what I did that time. I was focusing on the curb on the right hand side a little bit too much. As we went through there, focusing on the curb, so then when I did the left-hander, I wasn't looking all the way through the chicane. Okay, as you can see, not very consistent, and still quite a fair bit more time to find, but we can find that. I am going to try something that I don't often do. I do this just when I want to race for enjoyment, just on my own. I'm not sure how much benefit this is going to give me to this exercise of trying to get confident with the chicane of death. And what I want to do is work out where Seaside is. I can't see it if I look in. Just go to show how often I do this. Dragon Trail, there we are. Couldn't see it. So, we'll go with custom race, Seaside, the horrible way around, GT Sophie. We're going to go 10 laps, all complimentary cars. I'm going to start at the back. I'm going to leave Slipstreamers weak. I don't know what it is in the actual race. There is no nitrous, but there we go. Oh. Right, let's just see how this goes. Sophie, and this is Dragon Trail. Seaside. So Greg's just saying, first corner, you seem to have a good line. Think attack, inside curve, but not too fast to maximize right hand exit. Feels slow, but it's fast, really fast. If you can get my drift, I do get your drift. I do understand. Good evening. Good morning, Carl. Right. So, professional level. Why can I not push this up to another level on the professional side of it? I don't think that's going to work. I'm in a GR4 chasing GR3s. I think that's a little bit of a step too far, but we'll just see how things go. Let's just see how things go. I'm expecting that the Sophie cars will run away too much. going up against GR3s was a little bit ambitious on my part. Yeah, let's just I think going after the GR3s is a bit mad for the moment. So we go GR4s. And we'll just start that race. See how we go. I want to try and be in amongst them rather than chasing them. Right, tap them safely through there. Oh, we got a daily racer. Something to watch for. Inside of the Alpha. So he was braking through there. Push out too wide. Overtake. I've removed down into here. Oh, got clobbered. I'm on the grass. Yes. Leroy, you may well be laughing and smiling with embarrassment or smacking me up the back end. Unfortunately, I just did the same on Brock there. Right, pushed past that on the way through. Sophie's not taking any prisoners in this one. Pretty close behind. I'm gonna go through there, it's not a good idea. To tuck in behind. So to learn my ways a little bit more, braking in a few locations where it doesn't need to. We hit the front. Time to run away. So 153, 150, 151, 150. Now we're in some clear air. Let's just see what we can do with these lap times. we're going to hit the wall that time. Still all there. Three now. It says hold second through there. Definitely better. Quite get the rotation that time. I'm 147.9. Without the use of the ghost. Optimal 147.93, so that was effectively my perfect lap at the moment. Green in all three sectors, blue in all three sectors I should say. Down on this one. That one leave me. 148.3. Oh no, don't use the curb. There. Oh, I just try bouncing through the curb. Not at all a good idea. See, when I start to push these braking point's a little bit too much. It starts to all go a little bit pear-shaped. A little bit scrappy in this one. Wondering, should we try a daily race? What do we think? Got enough consistency in here to give it a whirl. Times aren't blindingly quick. Slight dip through there. Might as well do the last lap and claim my credits. A 1:48.0. Something a little bit different through there. Didn't work. We won't do that again. Okay, so we got through the GR Sophies quite quickly. And without crashing too often, which was what this session was all about, really, just building confidence. Let's just have a look and see where we are. What have I got? I've got an hour of time in the bag. As we've said before, 31,506 of 1,500 points, and we're back in a B. And basically, it's just going to be a couple of bad races, I think. Let's not focus on that too much. Or I'll tell you what I am going to do. Settings, controller setting, no. Assist settings even. Can't do it in there. Pedal sticks. Do it in here. Let's just drop back to traction control 0. So yes, crazy, you are seeing this correct. Matchmaking will start in 30 seconds. We are going to try a race. This wasn't necessarily the plan. Oh, well, let's see what happens. Oh, Hogston's in this one. Nobody else I particularly recognise. Denji. We'll see how we go. Well, good to see Hoggy in here. He's quick. We'll have to see how we go. So we're starting 11th. All going to be about just keeping it in the right direction and just keeping it nice and easy and watching that chicane of death, obviously, and nerves. Now I'm in against real people. Again, nerves. Gotta work on those nerves. Good morning, Pixie. How are you doing, Tony? I hope you're doing well. Are you still racing, my friend? Caught up with Kushti the other day. In fact, I've seen him twice, just in the local area. And he's only played Gran Turismo, I think, once this year. So he's not really racing in Gran Turismo very much at the moment. Right, let me knuckle down. I've already missed 2 gears while I'm jibber-jabbering. Let's stop talking and get going. holding on to fourth a little bit longer than I wanted to get around those two guys. Euro seems to be going a bit slow, but we'll just tuck in. Whoa! Didn't like the angle of those two cars there, so I did lift massively through there. Had a feeling that one or both were going to clobber the wall. Now we've got to work on catching up with the Red Bull car again. A bit of glitching going on up there. Going to be some shenanigans kicking off in a minute. I feel, might be wrong. Do we want to get in the mix? I'm not sure that we do. However, I don't think we're going to have a lot of choice. Feeling that he wasn't going to give way through that chicane of death. Mitchell, shrug it off. Thanks, Greg. Foxton's going well in third. He can get seventh. I'll be happy. Oh, we got two going side by side through the chicane of death. Haven't seen any yellow flags, so it looks like they got through. Looks like this guy didn't make it. Lifted a position at the end. Pick up a sixth. Yes, I'll take that. Woo! So a bit of a bump with Alvaro. But that was tough. He wasn't giving me any room. I was giving him just enough room. He decided to have a go at me as we came out of the chicane. I did squeeze him, but he had enough room, and he decided to come back and hit me. He hit me a bit too hard, bounced off. As I've said a million times, don't retaliate, guys, in these races. It's not worth it. Don't retaliate. Oh. Oh. Big C, well done. Thank you. I appreciate that. Dark Avenger saying, higher split lobby, you gained a good amount of places. Job well done, Mitch. Pat on the back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I wasn't going to look at the DR for this. That wasn't the whole idea of this today. But we'll have a quick look and I'll let you know how we are doing. So we've got 275 DR for that one. So that's a positive 275. It'd be nice to get up to 32,000 so that we can have a little bit of a cushion, but we are still very much in danger of losing the A ranking this week, but we'll see how we go. Minutes before the next one. As I said, I was not really expecting to be doing any daily races. I didn't think I would be getting my confidence up enough at this stage to give it a go, but We're feeling a little bit better about this corner. Not great, but a little bit better. See Greg just pulling away from me a little bit there. That in second rather than third. I don't use the lower gears enough. People have mentioned that to me, and I've picked that up on the telemetry as well. As Greg said, staying in secondary there is so much better. It just gives me that much more rotation. Greg, if you're listening, what I put down on that bit of paper earlier on today, well, not on the paper, on the Discord, definitely works. That theory definitely works if we can pull that off. And go through that chicane quicker. Then I need to start working on that last corner, carrying more speed up this straight. So straight into a 146.8. Gone too deep. Came off the brakes too early there. Oh, terrible corner. For those of you who just joined me, I'm working on the chicane of death more than anything else at the moment, just to make sure that we can consistently get through there. The consistency is starting to come, not 100% yet. Then I'll start working on some of the other corners that we've got to work on. But I wasn't expecting to dive into any races. We did a quick 10-lap race with Sophie that built confidence massively. We've just done a day race which was a little bit elbows out in places, if I'm honest. It wasn't as clean as I would have liked, but we improved a few places, and yeah, we didn't do too badly. Slight lift through there on that occasion, and a slide. A bit too deep into there at the moment. I need to brake just a tiny little bit earlier. I'm pushing my brake limits, my braking point just a little bit too far. I've been doing that one in third. I think I really need to be doing that in second. Okay through the S's, they're not too bad. Again, Greg's helped me massively through that corner, which has actually helped with the confidence through here. I did lift. finish this one, but why am I always on a good lap when I'm not going to get to finish it? So not fair. However, on the positive side, done it once, can do it again. Oh, that was going to be a blinding lap, I think. Not entirely sure, but I think that was going to be a good one. But there we go. Anybody we know in this one? Not really. RMP Attacker Fake says the chicane of death has spared you. Oh, right, let's get going. Oh. Were we just racing each other a moment ago, Attacker? I'm just wondering. It was a bit elbows out, that one. I'm not gonna lie. It's a tough race. But I'm having to learn to do that. You guys keep saying, get your elbows out. This isn't PSR. You've got to race hard and fair. But sometimes that means you've got to get your elbows out. And that's one of the things I'm trying to learn to do. Right, let's see. I think there's still a few more things to sort, Greg. But yeah, the confidence is coming with the chicane. See how it goes. Thank you, Ollie. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to go very quiet, concentrate, see what we can do in this one. We'll start in 8. Win it into the first corner, so just take it easy. A little bit of bunching up going on up ahead. We're on gravel. Dirty tyres now. Not quite sure what I did there, but never mind. Some big hits going on. Wasn't great. Nismo and AMG are having a bit of a tussle. Close up on AMG a little bit. We've got another fight going on just ahead. They could well slow each other up during that fight. Oh, massive damage. Good run through the chicane too. Come on, damage, clean up. Hurt us badly, I'm afraid. Bit too eager through there. Need 2 more places. They're only going to come if there's accidents. gravel. Really pushing hard. Too many mistakes in this one. Well, good afternoon, Lucy. Well, watch out for your email as well. I must check for that after this. Oh, that was awful. 10th place, that was really bad. Really bad. Should have been doing a lot better than that, really. Okay, email is still all good. Yeah, we've got a small drop for that one, unfortunately. So we're plus 44 on the day at the moment. But again, I didn't think that I would be racing at this time of day. I was expecting just to be doing time trialing. So the fact we've done 2 races and now we're potentially going to do a third to finish up this session is beyond my wildest expectations. One more. That's going to start in 7 minutes. That'll take me up to around about 1:45, and then I can take the dog out for a quick wander down the park before I get back into work for this afternoon. And then we'll be back 8 o'clock later to do this again. See if we can maintain that A rank that we've got at the moment. Hello, telemetry. Had an awesome lap a moment ago when I was just in the zone, not jibber jabbering, not post race. Unfortunately, we just ran out of time to complete it. God's law, I'm afraid. Always the way when you get a decent lap. But just because we've done it once, it means we can do it again. We've got 6 minutes to try. decided I was not going to lift through there, and I caught the wall on the outside on the way out. 146.3. So we've taken half a second. I think we've taken half a second off of our lap time this morning. If I am correct, that is quite an achievement for me. And we're running without traction control and just pushing it. So I've got an optimal of a 146.2. So there is the possibility to go 145, I think. Now that is going to be a big jump if I can do that. It would put me above Never Quit, but these guys are going to be getting quicker and quicker and quicker as we go through the week. But I'm quite pleased to be sitting in 6th at the moment, only just ahead of Ollie, only just, and we are now ahead of Sandbagger by 0.2 of a second, but Greg is right up there, so still need to be chasing that. Right, 50 seconds. Ollie, it's not one of my favourite cars, I'm not going to lie. What other cars are people using? As in, what other choices are there to use? When I look, I didn't look today. When I looked last night, it was just GTR everywhere. It was quite clearly the car to use. I don't know whether there's any brain boxes out there that have suddenly realised, oh, actually, you can also do this race in X. And whether there is now another car that we can do this in. An NSX top 50. I think I also saw a Jaguar that was up top 50 at some point. Ollie used the NSX to get his 46.3. Okay, as you can see in here, look, everybody's in the GTR. Exclusively GTR, this one. We've got a McGann Trophy and a Viper at the back. Otherwise, everybody is GTR in this. Where are we? There we go. Carlos Mongo, Rampage. Good afternoon. Good luck. Get that done. And yeah, we'll just have to see. Oh, we got somebody rage quit already. Or did they get bumped out for some reason? I think we've just lost a... Oh no, joined the room. Yeah, left the room. Urena has left the room. It looks like we're down. Jack Fury had an alpha outbreaking on the last turn. Let's see how we go. Right, so we're starting 7th. We need to not drop any places. Ideally, we want to make one place up, but so I'm going to really keep my mind on what I'm doing for this one. 2 French guys, 2nd and 3rd. Okay, Drac. I'll watch for them. For the minute, I just really want to hold station if I can. If we can pick up 1 or 2 places from incidents, that would be great. But Rampage behind me is quick. Raced with Rampage before, he's very quick, very clean. As you can see, he's already catching me just off the line. Maybe using a bit of traction control off the line, maybe, I'm not sure. started already. This is going to be a messy one. Lots of pushing and shoving going on in this. This one's horrendous. Just getting bashed left, right and centre. Very, very untidy one, this one. Ugh. Hard race, that one. Very hard race. I didn't quite get Serrano on the line. 1/1000th of a second behind. Oh dear, dear, dear. That was an awful race. That was an awful one. Got roughed up big time earlier on in that one, I'm afraid. My S went up, so I was being clean. Alas, we got roughed up quite a lot on that one, so the DR I think will have dropped over the whole session. 520 points down on the whole of the session, so we are now 31,060. So we've lost 450 odd over the course of that little session. I was planning on doing it. I was glad I did those races in some respects, but yeah, a difficult session, if I'm honest. Where's the X? There it is. There we go. So you can now see there 31,060. So I'm 1,000 off dropping down into the Bs. We'll see how things go this evening. For now, I need 15 minutes before I get back to work, so I am going to leave it there. We're doing better through the chicane of death, but as you saw in that, there's a lot of people putting it up the inside on some of the corners. I need to be looking at the radar more. I don't want to run with the mirror, but I need to be looking at the radar more, in particular into the corners, and seeing where people are and being a little bit more aware of people around me. That's my next lesson, and a lesson that I took away from that. But thank you ever so much to everybody that's been watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll be back here later on at 8 o'clock to do some more of these, and then also to get into the lobby races, which is all the details are in the Discord. And I'll see you then. For now, take care. Bye bye.